Uranium just broke $50. There is a lot of volatility in the markets, especially around the world. Russia, Ukraine, a lot of stuff to cover. You know, on my channel, we've been talking about this for the last 2 months. I alerted everyone here that we are possibly going to see some big ramifications. A lot of people called it FUD. A lot of people did not see this coming. Now, I believe uranium could double very quickly, and I'm going to show you exactly why in this video. Please hit that like and subscribe button below, because if you don't, I'm just not going to make videos on this. I've been day trading and swing trading uranium stocks. They're so volatile on the upside. 10% moves, sometimes 20% moves in the day. I've been doing that a bunch. And if you guys want to talk about uranium, I talk about it every day. It's in my Discord. Look in the link in the description below. And we'll jump right into why uranium is probably going to double. I've been talking about this specifically with Russia for around a month and a half. Now, a lot of this started in Kazakhstan, but it is well connected, especially with the uranium side. And I had my suspicions that this was possibly going to happen. Now, there is a lot of crazy things going on that are even bigger than the overall market, especially uranium. And obviously, Russia has been talking about, some very scary things for the world. Now, I don't think that it's going to come to that, but they are talking about nuclear issues, nuclear bombs, to scare people off. And it's unfortunate that this is actually happening, but I believe that I believe this was going to happen, and I was right. Unfortunately, I really wish I wasn't. Uranium also, being, big dependent from the US on Russia for uranium. I had said this exact same thing. And a lot of people called it FUD. And I'm just saying, like I said, I've been doing this for a while. I'm not just a filmmaker. I've been trading the markets since about 2006. I see these things coming, and I've been day trading the market in uranium, making a good amount of money. It's crazy volatile on the up and down side. And, I'm not just straight long-term investor in this. I'm a swing trader and day trader. Now, I never short uranium stocks. Only a few clowns in uranium would ever do that. You know who they are. But right now, the price of uranium really could break out. Commodities are just seeing phenomenal gains today. Now, with uranium on the breakout here, so right now, this is the technicals. Now, I'm not just a technical trader. I based everything on fundamentals for the most part, but technicals are, something that really I can rely on, especially when we see some crazy things going on in the world, like Putin threatening nuclear weapons. Now, the US as well, some big things. We're going to cover that in a little bit about the US and how they might need to start upping their production in uranium in the United States, and what could happen tonight on the State of the Union address. Now, uranium's technicals, the way I look at technicals is I'm a UFC fighter, okay, just hypothetically. Now, I need to have a ground game, my technicals, okay? I need to know what technically to do if, Khabib shoots on me and I'm trying to get out of his, mount. What am I going to do? Okay, so I got to train for that. So technicals helps you with that. Now, just because Khabib shoots on me does not mean I'm going to be able to get out of it. Technical training, but the fundamentals are obviously your cardio, the big things that really matter. Your uranium stocks, if you know the management, you know how many pounds they have, you know where, they're likely to get into production, if they have the permits, all these things, you got to know, you got to do those, fundamentals. Is the overall market, in uranium good? And yes, right now, all the fundamentals are pretty much perfect. There are some things negative, bearish we'll talk about, but it's probably going to not outweigh the overall bullishness of the market. The technicals, if we're looking at it right now, we are in the short term, we've been in this really bullish flag and pennant here. Now you're starting to see it break out here. And I've been watching this chart for a while. Now, overall, long-term, this chart is turning into a parabolic curve right here. So this will be the third base. Now, usually when the third base breaks out like it's doing right now, you usually see a double at least in whatever is trading. So I believe that uranium, not only with obviously the fundamentals going on, the technicals is looking very bullish. You usually see also a breakout here on the bull flag and pennant. And, we are breaking out of this higher low. So if it can break $52, that's what, we hit last year. We weren't able to break 52. I think if we break 52, we get some volume coming in, especially if we start to see some long-term contracts, we could possibly see uranium double. So we could see uranium in the triple digits, and I believe we could see uranium at $200, especially with things, progressing. So it is looking very bullish right there. But if you look at the overall commodity sector, though, today, commodities right now, they're on fire. Everything. I mean, even propane is beating uranium right now today. Propane, come on. So, propane hasn't actually hit, too much. It's up 50%. Uranium still right now 74, 75%, for in the year over year. So that's good. That's bullish. Like I said, $52. Let's break out of that. We're going to see inflation numbers go up like crazy because of this. I mean, everything is going up. We're starting to see food go up. Let's start to see, down here, I think wheat was up a bunch. Let's see, 7% today. All of these things are going to, inflation is going to go up way too much. The Fed's going to have to do something. They're going to raise rates. Russia raised rates like 20%, and all their stuff is crashing. It's unfortunate. There is a lot of good people in Russia, obviously, that don't want this invasion, don't want this war, and it's going to hurt a lot of people. And uranium commodities, that's where I see the biggest upside. That's why I'm investing in uranium. I still have 55+% cash, and I'm not going to be 100% in uranium until I see that $52 uranium price hit on the bid. And it could be any day now. Now, I am, like I said, swinging and day trading uranium stocks and making great money doing it. There's such volatility. Today, I think we saw $8.60 that Energy Fuels ran to, and then it dropped to almost $8 and then back up $8.50. I mean, up and down, up and down. So me playing that volatility, I can make 5 figures in that. And in the last 2 days, I have both of those. I've traded Energy Fuels on both days. And I was going to hold after hours, but no telling what Biden's going to say tonight. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I'm, looking at is to find the next uranium stocks that are going to have the biggest upside for this movement. And I think it could be U.S. companies, obviously U.S. companies that are able to get into production. And I've been bullish on these companies for a while. A lot of them, Peninsula. I really like the companies, and they've done well. But we have not even seen where these companies will go when we get uranium prices in the $70s to $100 plus. And that's really where I'm looking at. This was uranium stocks today. You saw a bunch, pretty high percentages still, especially a lot of these are in Australia. They open up in about an hour or so. So, we still saw good gains today, even though the market was down. Now, the uranium is not unyoked from the market. And I'll show you this. We'll actually look at this chart here, the Dow Jones. You can see today, whenever the Dow, dropped, uranium stocks pretty much dropped for the most part. And when the Dow started to recover, we saw the same thing. Uranium stocks started to recover. And you can see that it's still pegged to the overall market, for the most part. And I think that this is not going to change, unfortunately, until we break that $52 number for uranium. And, that's just what I got to keep my eye on. So playing that volatility in the overall market, that's why, I think that myself, with that extra cash I have, I'm able to deploy a lot of it in swing and day trading. And, obviously I would never go short uranium. I'm not playing that, those dumb cards going on the short side. Only an idiot would do that. So basically right now, uranium looks very bullish on the technicals, on the fundamentals. There's pretty much nothing I can find wrong with it, but it is still pegged to the overall market. And the overall market today, we saw the Dow closed at almost 2%. It was minus 1.76%. And, minus 2% it was for the most part of the day. At the end of the day, it started to recover a little bit. And that's when we saw uranium stocks. They started to recover as well and, do a little bigger gains than they had earlier. But we didn't see that move we had the day before. Obviously, when the markets are more green, we're going to see uranium stocks run up. But, this is great. Uranium is still, although it's still somewhat pegged to the market, it's still something, like I said, I think that's going to way outperform the overall market, especially this year. And it's already doing that for me. Especially from the swing trading. Some of my other stocks I had sold out of, I could buy back in now 50, 60% discounts. So, that's 100% upside. So that's pretty interesting with that. Now, one thing with the Department of Energy. So today, this news broke out, and the Department of Energy is considering options to expand the U.S. uranium supplies to nuclear reactors that rely on Russian imports for current operation and next generation research. So right now, the Department of Energy, this is not something I think that's going to be immediate right overnight. Obviously, I don't think they're going to completely end things. Same thing with oil. It's not 100% right now. There's still tankers coming over here that are getting paid in US dollars. So until we hear something tonight from the briefing from the president, I think things are going to still be the way they were before. And what the Biden administration wanted to do was the previous administration, it says here, they required the federal government to publish a list of critical minerals as part of an effort to boost mining. And on that list in 2018, the previous administration included uranium, which was used to produce, obviously, nuclear power. A new draft, though, of that list from the Biden administration excludes uranium. So the administration said that the mineral could not be evaluated for the list because of the 2020 law that excluded fuel minerals from the definition of critical minerals. When the previous administration put out the list, it noted that uranium also has non-fuel uses, which you guys know of. So adding uranium to the mineral list was just one of the several moves by the previous administration to bolster the uranium industry. So last year, it put forward a nuclear plan to boost uranium mining, including the creation of a reserve, which would buy uranium from U.S. producers. So the Biden administration has subsequently taken steps towards building such a reserve. In addition to exclude uranium, the Biden administration draft of critical mineral list also added several new minerals, including nickel. Now, here's the thing. This was before the invasion. Okay, so right now, I think that they are going to do a complete 180, just like Germany did recently with their defense. They're going to spend $100 billion on defense. And they're also looking at some of the extensions to possibly on their nuclear plants to be reversed. Some of those extensions they had not approved. So I think some of those ones, obviously in Germany, they're probably not going to come back online. But they are looking at reevaluating. I think the same thing's going to happen with the Biden administration. If we hear Biden, to the address to the nations tonight, if he mentions nuclear energy and he mentions that tonight exclusively with U.S. producers, I think U.S. producers are going to see a big push. Now, there is also a mining talk tomorrow. I think Red Cloud is going to have a mining conference. But the thing is I've been actually doing a bunch of other stuff. Obviously, I've been trading the market. I've been trading uranium stocks, making great money. If you want to follow that, go look in the link in the description below. But as far as what I'm doing, we talk about uranium 24/7 pretty much in the Discord. And like I said, I do this professionally as a business. I don't need to do these videos, but I enjoy making them. And I'm doing some other stuff, especially with the finance sector. And I'll share that with you all right now if you want to see that. So that is basically, I'm making a documentary on Meet Kevin. He was one of the top investment YouTubers out there, actually top YouTubers in general. He made 22 million last year, and he obviously, he trades stocks, and this was just from YouTube revenue, massive. He beat out some of the biggest YouTubers in the world. I'll let you see that. That's going to be coming out really soon. I've been doing this as well as a bunch of other big ones. We're looking to expand my channel. I not only cover uranium, but the overall stock market, and I do it in an interesting way, hopefully. I do these pretty much in one take, so obviously it's somewhat boring compared to the stuff that on the level that I want to make. I want to grow this channel to millions, of subscribers, hopefully, just a bigger channel. I want to touch on a lot of other stuff related to finance. And, I've worked on other channels before where we've got to 1 million subscribers. So I know this can happen on this channel. And really, this is where it's at. I got to open up the doors. So you all, I'm going to be doing a lot more videos, obviously, on uranium. I'm not a pumper. I don't get paid to talk about uranium stocks. I get paid to talk about stocks in general. And, I don't tell you to buy or sell any stocks. It's up to you. Take this information with a grain of salt. I've been watching uranium the past couple of years. My calls have been good. When I've got in, and, I'm retired from this. So I love doing this, and I'll continue to do it. I won't sell it. Don't worry. I'm not going to be like a lot of the other clowns out there, unfortunately, that are not only selling out, but telling you when to buy and sell a stock, which is ridiculous, especially. But I thank them because, being able to get into some of these stocks that sold off like, minus 70%, it's insane. But anyways, enough about that. We'll do a documentary on that later. There's a lot of can of worms we'll open up on that. But let's just jump into this little teaser here. Kevin Paffrath, unofficially number 8 on the Forbes list for the highest paid YouTubers of 2021. All this with only 1.8 million subscribers. Kevin is the person behind the YouTube channel Meet Kevin and has become one of the most successful YouTubers recently. But there's a lot of controversy surrounding him.
All right, Kevin, the question everyone is dying to know the answer to. How much money are you making this year?
Oh man, probably going to be in excess of about 22 this year.
No, counting stocks?
No, not counting stocks, like just ordinary income.
What? How?
After losing an estimated $12 million in his transparent stock and crypto portfolio. And he achieved this with only 1.8 million subscribers and 471 million views. This unofficially puts him on the number 8 spot on the Forbes list for the highest paid YouTubers in 2021, in front of the likes of Logan Paul, Dude Perfect, and Preston Arsement. Now this is a bit shocking because the 3 of these combined have 100 million subscribers and 38 billion views. So how did he make such a fortune in such a short amount of time? In this video, you will get the answers to everything, including how Kevin amassed such a wealth, then how he possibly destroyed his reputation with many by going against his own financial advice, following in the footsteps of the people he criticized only days before.
Folks, this ought to be illegal.
So that was it. So that's just a little teaser. It's gonna be a lot longer, obviously, than this. It's almost finished. So be on the lookout on my channel for that. Now, Kevin, this is not hate to Kevin. By the way, this is Ukraine. I keep an eye on everything going on over there. Very unfortunate for the people. I support the Ukrainian people, and it is very unfortunate what's going on over there. And I think the overall market, as I had said before, the stride in the downside of the market could be very long, could be a very long drawn out process. And uranium is being still tied to that. It's going to be so volatile. It's trying to break out. We see these energy, commodities just doing parabolic moves in a day. Look at this, 20, 30%. Imagine when uranium starts to do that. We're still up, 5%, but, we officially today hit over $50 in the spot market for uranium on the ask. So this is very bullish, but we're not out of the woodworks yet. A lot of scary things, I'm not going to talk about it really in this video, but a lot of scary things for the overall market. Obviously we don't want war. Being a 10-year plus veteran in the military, I know that being away from family, it's not anything to glorify out there. There's people out there that, obviously, are going to be very affected by this, not just, physically, but also financially. And it's very unfortunate, especially for people on both sides of the border, Russia and Ukraine. Maybe we'll do a fundraiser or something on this channel, especially as we grow, we can have a bigger pool and we can help out on that. And uranium on the upside is going to be tremendous gains, I think, this year for uranium, especially on those U.S. producers, U.S. uranium stocks. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see how things actually, progress. I'll keep you all updated. And remember, if you like this video, you better hit the like and subscribe button below, or I'm not going to make these anymore, especially about uranium. Although I might, because I actually do like talking about this, and I don't do it just for money. I could be pushing a million courses and kind of selling out like a lot of people like Kevin, selling $1,000, $5,000 course or something crazy. I don't do that. I don't sell out to the, 20, 30 companies that message me and said, hey, will you promote the company, and getting paid. There's a lot of, money in that, and I don't want that. One reason I'm really branching out into the full financial sector. I'm not just going to cover uranium. I found the bottoms in a lot of stocks, Tesla, AMC, AMD, GameStop. I'm just saying, I've been doing this for a while. I didn't just come on the game in the last 2 years. Although my YouTube channel here is new, I've been doing YouTube for a while. Been doing it since 2006. If you look on my channel, you'll see in the other channels, you can see some of my old videos. I've been doing this a while, so I do enjoy YouTube, but there is a lot of craziness in the uranium sector. I will address it later. A lot of crazy people, a lot of pumpers, a lot of people talking crap, a lot of people that they open the wrong can of worms, especially with me, because I've done a lot of research and I've saved a lot of stuff, and I will let you all know about a lot of stuff out there. Maybe it's about time for another uranium documentary, but until that time comes, we'll just continue to cover uranium when it needs to be talked about. It's not a daily necessarily thing. If you want daily thing, go to my Discord below, and that's where I talk about it daily. 24/7. So a lot of people, I've got hundreds of comments, messages across social media, and I've not gone anywhere. I'm still here. I'm not leaving, and you're going to see a lot greater content from me very soon.